Ball club's Jeff Jeffers.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much. Navy is led at quarterback by Marco Pagnanelli. He's a junior college transfer, and on the season, he has combined the pass and the run very, very well. He's got some good receivers. Greg Papajohn is a tight end, 6'5", 199. Used to be a split end. Good speed, good hands, but the man you really have to watch in the Navy offense is the tailback, Eddie Myers. He will wear number 40 today. 2 years ago, came out of literally nowhere, wasn't even on the two-deep roster to spark the Naval Academy as they lost only 14-0 to Notre Dame. Last year was a blowout for the Irish. For Notre Dame on defense, once again, as we say every game, watch Bob Crable. He will key the defense. Just about wherever he goes, that's where the ball will be. So if you get mixed up a little bit as to where the ball is in the backfield, look for number 43 because he will be around it. Also, the secondary for Notre Dame has been outstanding. The tight end for the opponents this year have caught very, very few passes. Outstanding play by Dave Duerson at strong safety. The secondary is healthy once again, and it should be a fine defensive effort by Notre Dame. The Naval Academy defense is a swarming team defense. They are ranked high in national categories in terms of defense against the run and the pass. So it's going to be very similar teams. Good tailbacks, good defense for the squads this afternoon. There you see the tunnel being formed underneath the north goalpost. The captains are on the field for Notre Dame: Phil Carter, Bob Crable, and Tony Belden. Belden, the captain of the special teams. Tom?
The midshipmen opened against Citadel and won 17-7. 24-0 was the final over Eastern Kentucky in the second ball game. And then following the Notre Dame-Michigan game, Navy went to Ann Arbor and lost 21-16 to the Wolverines. Lost to Carmen Koza and a fine Yale team, 23-19. So you can see a swing of 11 points against two very good opponents, and the Middies would be in here unbeaten. They then defeated Air Force 30-13, and that has been a chore for George Walsh over the years. Boston College 25-10. They defeated William & Mary 27-0. After the Notre Dame game, Syracuse at Georgia Tech, and then the traditional Army game at JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. The white-shirted Middies across the way, and that corridor of fans you see on the field awaiting the Notre Dame football team out of the North Tunnel. The co-captains in the ball game for the midshipmen are across the way. We'll tell you about them when they get in our screen. The blue-shirted Irish just about ready to come out of the tunnel.
It'll be interesting to see how well Jerry Faust runs. You know, he got knocked down by Chip Banks, the USC linebacker. He's a little gingerly on the leg, but he's coming out nonetheless, and here are the Irish.
59,075 greet the gold-helmeted Notre Dame football team in this, their next to the last game before the home folks here in the 81 season. Jerry Carter with his back to you.
Excuse me, Tom. Jerry was just a little worried during the week that his team may have a little bit of an emotional letdown. But when I talked to him, he said they picked right up where they left off in the preparation phase for Navy as they did for USC. So he's looking for a fine game from his team this afternoon.
See the referee in your shot there. Tony Hunter is listed on the charts as a tight end today. So the information that Jeff got late last night is in fact true. So we expect to see Hunter play a tight end today. Joe Howard would go in as the wide receiver.
Captains are meeting at the center of the field. Tom, it appears to be a problem with both clocks right off the start.
We had trouble last week as the clock wound down in the Southern Cal game, and finally they dispensed with the one at the north end of the stadium.
Well, if the clocks aren't operating, we will attempt to keep time here. Navy appears to
Here we go.
The
Here's the co-captains. Myers 40 and Jordan 56 for the midshipmen, and Carter, Crable, and Belden for the Irish. So it has all the earmarks of a good football game. Navy, of course, got in the hole early last year at the Meadowlands. Jim Stone broke a long one. Ty Barber went in from 9 yards out, and from then on in, it was all Notre Dame. The year before, it was 14-0 here when Navy was right in the ball game up until the fourth quarter, and that's the first day that we had a chance to see Mr. Myers. The officials in this afternoon's ball game, Otho Courts. Does Otho live in South Bend? He seems to do a lot of our games.
No, but he certainly kept the toll road in business, I would imagine.
He pays a lot of money on the tolls, yeah. Bernie Kukar is the head linesman. The field judge is Tom Szymanski. The umpire, Dan Davey. The line judge, L.T. Bonner. And the back judge is Chet DiStefano. Notre Dame will kick off. Perk. No, that's Johnston, who was kicking the ball a mile. Tim Jackson downfield to the near sidelines. And McCallum across the way. And no one's going to handle that. Mr. Johnson drills it right out of the back of the end zone.
On the fly.
On the fly. First and 10 to go. The midshipmen on their own 20-yard line.
Notre Dame defensive tailback very well last week against USC, Marcus Allen. They will have another tough chore today, stopping number 40. That is Eddie Myers. Take a look at the Notre Dame defense, and here come the middies.
Pagnanelli is your quarterback, wearing number 15. Your up back is Tim Jackson, the fullback, and he gets the first call and is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Jackson running right into number 51, Rodzinski, number 91, Bob Clasby. A gain of about a yard on the play.
Well, Clasby's taken over the middle of that defensive line, and once again he went to the side of the center, and it's an individual stunt for the nose tackle, and he performed it very well. 2nd and 9, middies at their 21, 14:30 showing first quarter. We have no score.
Troy Mitchell, the flanker, back to the near sidelines. Now Papajohn comes over to this side of the field. Pagnanelli under center. Eddie Myers gets the call and gets maybe a yard or so for his trouble. Again, Clasby, 91. And Kevin Griffith also around the football. Griffith has graded out, according to Bill Myers, as the best defensive lineman all year long. He is working, of course, with 2 knees that have had surgery, but he has played very, very well.
Passing situation for Pagnanelli, 3rd and 8. And keep an eye on Papajohn, the tight end, number 82.
He's the top receiver, 23 for 308 yards. No, the draw. Myers falls down at the 27-yard line, and then is hit by, I believe that's Crable up in front of him. Had open field, did Myers, but couldn't get enough as he lost his footing. They mark it at the 25. Notre Dame's defense holds. Steve Fair will punt. He'll hit it from around his own 13 or 14-yard line. Fair averaging 32.3 yards a kick. Here comes Notre Dame after it. Look out. That might have been partially blocked, and it goes downfield, then is picked up at the 47-yard line.
Spielmaker grabbed that ball and got a couple of yards on the return.
Somebody got a piece of that football and only went upfield 23 yards.
Good field position for the Irish. Blair Kiel at quarterback.
So right away, Navy in a hole. The Irish at the midshipman 46-yard line. Have not had a replay on the block kick, but someone did get a finger on it, and it looked like somebody coming in from the outside. Hunter and Buchanan. And Kiel going to throw right away and unloads, and it is caught. Great catch by Howard. Little Joe Howard got turned around. Looked like he was lost for a minute. Here's the replay. Elliott Riggins beaten on the play. Howard didn't look like he had a prayer to get to the football.
I think he turned the wrong way on the break and then came back for it because Blair put the ball right where the break was supposed to occur. 1st and 10, Irish at the midi 11. Big break for Notre Dame.
35 yards on the first play from scrimmage for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 to go at the 11-yard line. They mark it closer to the 12. Kiel coming straight ahead is Carter. He's to the 8-yard line. That's the longest pass play of the year for the Irish. So right away, George Welsh, snake bit, partially block kick, and then a bomb from Kiel to Howard. And little Joe out of Clinton, Maryland, can really fly. 5'9", 165, made a great catch.
Oh, with Tony Hunter lining up a tight end, Tom. Perfect situation to go to him on the cross.
Carter, blockers in front, going to be run down. Somebody broke the seam and got in on top of him.
We got 2 flags thrown.
Travis Wallington, the left end from Madison, North Carolina, broke in and got negative yards on the play, but as Jeff told you, flags are down on the field. Wallington, 6'2", 221, and a junior. Face mask against Navy, holding against Notre Dame. They'll wash one another out. Jordan, 56, is your defensive captain. Here he comes into your screen now.
Well, that's a break for Notre Dame right there.
Yes.
Navy had the choice of either taking the loss or the penalty at the 10-yarder, and with the face mask in the secondary, we're back to 2nd and 6.
Fisher is your center, Ellis and Shiner your guards, Thayer and Posderick your tackles. And Navy almost jumps offside. Kiel stretching it out. Fakes, looks, and runs, and Kiel is to the 4-yard line. Gets to the 2. He might have the first down.
That's what he was going for, Tom, exactly. After he took the initial contact, he just fell forward. And they're going to measure for the first down. The seam did open up right down the middle of the field.
Mike Rouser, 84, around the football. Also Kenny Olson, number 50.
Tom, a wingback that time. Greg Bell came in for John Mosley. So the Irish going with as much speed as they can at the wide receivers. It is a first down and goal for Notre Dame.
Second first down in the ball game for the Irish. And very early in the game, as we look to the sidelines, Notre Dame set up. First and goal to go. This is the part of the field where Notre Dame has had all kinds of trouble all year long. Hunter comes to the near sidelines. Howard away from us. Full house behind Kiel. Kiel keeps and is in for the touchdown.
That was an option.
Blair, Kiel on the quarterback option. Tommy Clements used to get away with that play very easily. 46 yards in 4 plays, and Notre Dame on the board 6-0.
Well, that's just what they needed to do. This is straight spin option. Fake to the fullback. Blair just dives off the interference. Sweeney led on through. Good block by Shiner. Notre Dame's on the board 6-0. We have played just 4.5 minutes, or 3.5 minutes, excuse me, and the Irish are looking to tack on point number 7, and they do.
Timeout on the field. The score: Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing. Notre Dame preparing to kick off, leading 7-0. 3.5 minutes into the ball game. A partially blocked kick. Well, can a kick be partially blocked? It was blocked. The kick was blocked, got upfield about 23 yards, and I'm still a little unsure as to who got their hand on that ball. A 1 was around there.
It might have been Krim or Bumper Shira.
Was it really?
19 or 18, and
okay.
Everybody was in there.
Yeah. They came mostly from the left-hand side of the Notre Dame defensive line. There's a shot of Johnston. This is low and takes a big hop into the Navy end zone and is going to be brought down by Tim Jackson. Again, Navy 1st and 10 to go on their own 20-yard line.
Well, Notre Dame with a 7-0 lead will probably gamble a little bit on this defensive series, make Pagnanelli go to the air, get them out of their game plan offensively, which is to let Myers do the bulk of the work.
Pagnanelli, good-sized kid, 6', 203, looks even bigger than that. Very big legs. Mitchell again comes to this side of the field. He's caught 10 for 122 yards. Jackson and Myers. Pitch to Myers. Myers cannot get upfield. Bob Crable made the stop, but turning the play inside was number 23, Dave Durison. Myers got a yard or two. They give him just a yard now for his efforts.
That play's got to hit quicker than that, because Notre Dame is very good at stringing out a play to the sideline.
I just don't know whether Pagnanelli's trying to get him in a little close and then off that type of play action, throw the football. We'll see. 2nd down. 9 yards. Clasby again right in front of Jackson, who's not the biggest fullback in the world at 186. Clasby playing himself a ball game. This telecast presented through the authority of WNDU-TV South Bend. Any reproduction or use of this material without written consent from WNDU-TV is prohibited. The Irish defensively: Autry, Marshall, Clasby, Griffith in that front four. In motion goes Papajohn. Pagnanelli upfield, and it's Papajohn at the 39-yard line. No, that's not Papajohn. That's Troy Mitchell, the flanker back. They lined up Papajohn and Mitchell on the same side of the field. 16-yard pass. Good for the first down, the first one of the day for the midshipmen.
Notre Dame came with a blitz that time. They got single coverage in front of Prim. Good pass by Pagnanelli. First and 10 middies. 10 minutes remaining first period. Notre Dame 7, Navy nothing.
Chris Weiler, the new split end. He's a freshman, 33. Pagnanelli. Myers nowhere to go, and run down by Marshall. No hole. He tried to get to the outside, and Marshall stayed with him. The Navy offensive line, 235, 241, 230, 252, 259. They're working against people 230, 250, 260, and 240. Your backers, 225, 225, 225 for Notre Dame. Second down and 11 at the 38-yard line. Notre Dame leading 7-0 early in the first quarter. Here's Meyer, and just had a little daylight, but closing down on him very quickly was John Autry, and Clasby was right in front.
Notre Dame's getting great penetration on the defensive line. They're shooting the gaps, and when they're not going into a gap stunt, they're just standing people right up. It's going to be 3rd and 11 for Pagnanelli. 1 first down for the middies, that via the pass.
Chris Yelder, number 88, Detroit, Michigan senior, brings in the play. He's out to the near sidelines. 3rd and 11. In motion comes Papajohn. Pagnanelli in trouble. Look out. Bango. From behind, Joe Rudzinski, the linebacker, blitzing, and Pagnanelli got no help at all. Watch this.
Same play as they ran Notre Dame's defense when the pass was completed, but Rudzinski got there quicker, made the big play.
Back to the 29-yard line. Bumper Shiro is the man who got his hand on the football on that block kick. Let's see if they come again. Here they come. High, wobbly kick, and fair catch at the Notre Dame 46-yard line by Durison. 25-yard kick. So Fair not getting it done, punting today, and his club in the hole again. Notre Dame in excellent field position.
8 minutes showing in the first period as you take a look at the Irish bench. Kiel leads his team back on the field. They scored the first time they got the ball. Big play, the bomb to Joe Howard, the freshman who ran back the kickoff in the fourth quarter against USC last weekend, getting a chance to play from scrimmage and doing a good job. He's flanked wide left, Tom.
8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 ball game. Sun out now. Mosley comes in motion. Straight ahead is Carter. Good hole, and he's in Navy territory at the 48-yard line. Thayer and Ellis, excellent blocking. Travis Wallington on the stop for Navy. 5-yard pickup by Carter. Ponsiego, Jordan, and Olson are your linebackers for the midshipmen. Kiel wants to throw. Look out. Almost went down. Kiel wide open. Caught at the 30-yard line. Hunter came free behind the linebackers. And in all due respect to the Naval Academy, it looked as if Jordan got clipped here. Let's see it again. Somebody seemed to get him from behind. No, they knocked him off from the front. They just landed on his back.
It's a good play by Blair Kiel. He got out of trouble and then just waited for Tony to get even wider open than he was and just flipped the ball out.
1st and 10 to go. Notre Dame at the midshipman 30-yard line. Howard way across the field, 19-yard pass. Hunter to the near sidelines. Kiel, look in. Howard catch that ball.
They're going to give it to him.
Oh, Joe Howard. Cutting his name into the old 2 deep here.
Well, he's easily the fastest player on the team, quick and fast. He reminds me a lot of Anthony Carter. He doesn't have quite the refined skills as a Carter, but that's a great play to run right there. Little split-end slant. 2nd and 3 for Notre Dame. That picked up 7.
Carter and Hunter, he lined the same way. Kiel working out of that full house today. Pitch, Mosley. Quick burst of speed. He's near the 20-yard line. Greg Bell, excuse me. Greg Bell with a football.
Close to the first down. Make it a measurement here as you take a look at Greg, who is running from the flanker today. Wingback, I should say. They'll bring the change out for a measurement. A little short. Notre Dame will probably go with a double tight end situation. Buchanan and Hunter.
Straight ahead goes your fullback, and they ride him down to about the 16 or 17-yard line. John Sweeney, 1st and 10 to go, Notre Dame.
Well, the Irish have moved the ball very well, and they're beginning to really mix in the pass with the run today, and that's, I know, what Jerry Bouse has wanted to do all along. 1st and 10 for Notre Dame on the 17-yard line of the Middies. 5:50 left, first quarter, 7-0 Irish.
Secondary for the midshipmen, Daly 19, Shoemake 14, Cianelli the Rover 28, Riggins 47 on the corner. Carter standing up at tailback, gets the handoff, breaks it to the outside, and brought down at the 13, 14-yard line. Nice tackle that time by Elliott Riggins. Crockett, Texas senior, 5'10", 182, hard-nosed kid. Carter that time came free. Had he beaten Riggins, he might have got in at the flag.
Plays being sent in by Jerry Bouse with his wingbacks, Mosley and Bell. Let's see what Blair does on this play.
Mosley, Carter, Sweeney. Kiel at quarterback, 2nd and 6 at the 13-yard line. Pitch, reverse, Howard. Kiel knocks off one guy. Howard running for the corner. Howard, touchdown. He just out flat round run anybody.
You're going to see a great move by Joe Howard in the backfield. He's going to give a hike step. Now watch this play. Carter to Howard. Now watch Joe. Well, they're not going to pick him up. Right about there, he's free, and it's just a foot race. And he goes in on the split end reverse. Missed tackle. Ooh, nearly stepped out of bounds. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Cianelli, the Roverback, the closest guy to him. Navy boy down. Notre Dame leading 13-0. Timeout on the field. The score, the Irish 13, the midshipmen nothing. Shot of the sidelines. Navy football player hurt. There's a stretcher out there now. Dr. Leslie Bodner from the Notre Dame medical staff on the field. Try to pick up his number for you. At 19, Ray Daly. Looks like cornerback Raymond Daly, Seabrook, Maryland sophomore. No.
Daly's back on the line of scrimmage.
Could be Jeff Shoemake. Yes, Jeff Shoemake, junior, veteran safety man for the midshipmen out of Louisville, Texas. Has 5 interceptions, this kid. And he's obviously not feeling too well right now.
Appeared to be a leg injury, Tom. Possibly if we get a look at the play, we can see where the block occurred.
Was he the one that, I don't think he was the one that Kiel picked up on the back.
No, Kiel got his block high.
Jeff Shoemake. Injured on the touchdown run by Howard. Harry Oliver looking for the 14th point. Up she goes. Timeout on the field. Notre Dame 14, Navy nothing. Notre Dame preparing to kick off. The Irish now have already scored more touchdowns in a game than they have the last 4 times out. No, they're not going to bring this one out either. Boy, how important is the foot? And Mike Johnson was kicking them out of the stadium prior to the ball game and continues to do so.
Well, that just shows you how good your defense can be when you have a team starting on the 20 every time. That's what did happen to Navy. We have 4:48 left in the first quarter, and Notre Dame's on top 14-zip.
Papa John moves over. Now he goes back the other way. Pagnanelli at quarterback. Myers the running back. Tough kid to bring down. Gets out to about the 24, 25-yard line.
5 yards.
Zavagnin in front of him. Durison, Rudzinski. 5-yard pickup for Eddie Myers. 147 carries, 666 yards. Myers leaving. Coming into the ball game, has 4 touchdowns. His longest run 70 yards. That's him hitting the sidelines now. Close goes in motion, his substitute. Pagnanelli, too close, screen, close upfield, and gets to about the 26-yard line. Notre Dame very quick on the pursuit today.
Thomas, we get a look at the Navy players going back to the huddle. The attachment on the back of the helmets connects to the shoulder pad. That is to prevent the neck from snapping back. Red Romo, the trainer, designed that, and all the Navy players wear them now, and it cuts down on the neck injury.
That is Klaus, C-L-O-S-E, Alexandria, Pennsylvania. Richard Klaus, number 23. He's the tailback now. 3rd and 4. Midshipmen have 1 first down. Wait a minute. Jackson stood right up and called for timeout just before the ball was snapped.
I think they did get the timeout call before the motion. And don't forget, weekdays at 5:30, it's the Muppet Show. Kermit, Miss Piggy, and all the crew. Good show at 5:30 on Channel 16.
Miss Piggy.
You're getting to be a fan of that show. I noticed it.
She's just lovely. Notre Dame cheerleaders. North end zone. Who's that? Yeah. Hey, happy Halloween. Yeah, right. Happy birthday to daughter Patricia, her 13th birthday. And nice to have home son Thomas from the Navy.
Yeah, it's great he can see this game.
Yeah.
He might be taking orders from some of these guys someday, or vice versa.
Yeah. In from Memphis, Tennessee. 3rd and 4. Mitty's got to get something going here. Pagnanelli throws, got his man, and then lost it. John Krim put the hit on Troy Mitchell just in time to shake the ball loose, or they would have had the first down. Pagnanelli let it fly on the run. Looked like he had some running room. There's Krim, who's going to give pro football a shot. Kid carrying about a 3.7, 3.8 average in the classroom, too. Cincinnati boy. Columbus, excuse me. So many people from Cincinnati around here. Well, Fair. High kick. Fair catching at the 45-yard line. Again, Notre Dame, because of those great kickoffs and excellent defense, in good field position. 29-yard kick by Fair. Spielmaker was the young man who made the fair catch. 3:20 remaining first quarter. Notre Dame leading 14-0.
Well, the Irish have picked up right where they left off against USC. They look very sharp. They're playing good fundamental football, and they're keeping Navy bottled up.
Blair, Kiel at quarterback, 1st and 10 to go on his own 45-yard line. Carter gets 3-4 yards. Straight ahead, hanging on from behind is Ken Olson, number 50. Olson out of Bay Shore, New York, 6'2", 230, and a senior.
Notre Dame took a little bit too much time getting that play in. This may be the time where the running will cost him, but let's see how quickly Blair can get him out.
Second down and 7 at the 48-yard line.
There it is.
Bell comes in motion, and they did run out of gas. Yep. Oh, you don't want to see that.
Not on 2nd and 7.
They can't seem to shake that bug, too.
Well, that came from the sidelines. There was a little indecision, and Blair kept wanting to get the play called.
He's still now, Kiel's telling him, come on, get it in here. That's Mosley bringing it in. Boston College 3, Pittsburgh nothing in the first quarter. How long that will last is anyone's
guess. Right.
Mosley and Howard come to the same side of the field. 2nd and 12, 43. Kiel wants to throw, unloads. Howard still on his feet. Joe down at the 47-yard line.
He is quick.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure gets open, doesn't he?
We'll watch it again. 3-step drop, and then the out pattern. This was the side they had the 2 wide receivers on. Now watch Howard try to get away. He should be down right there. Eludes that tackle, takes a good hit, the spin. He'll come back to the inside, and finally, they managed to get him down. I think Mosley was a little too close there. Probably should have run his pattern a little longer.
Ohio State 17, Purdue 14. Somewhere late in the second quarter. Kiel again under pressure and gets out of there. Now he is run down. Flag on the play. Could be face mask again. That Jordan's quick for a big man. We told you about him. 56. 65 also in on the play. That is Andy Ponciego, the excellent sophomore linebacker. Here it is again.
Well, Blair makes a nice move to cut it up inside, but you're right. It's good speed here, but there you see that when the helmet turns around, you know you're going to get flagged.
That's the second time Navy's been hit with that penalty now, and it has obviously helped Notre Dame in each case. 1:16 remaining as they walk upfield, and the ball now at the Navy's 30-yard line.
And Kiel did not get the first down, so the first down is by penalty, which makes it even worse for the Academy.
Howard to this side. Sweeney and Carter behind Kiel. Carter, big hole. Carter runs around one person and then knocked out of bounds across the way and up in the stands by Ray Daly. Daly and Carter are up in the 3rd row of the temporary seats. Now Carter on the play before got into it a little bit with Ken Olson downfield after the play was blown dead. He was knocking Olson all over the field. So maybe Daly just had Carter in his sights all the way that time.
Hey, at that part of the field, the stands are real close, and nobody got out of the way, so they just kept going a little bit and went up those temporary stands. Luckily, no injury.
Boston College 3, Pittsburgh nothing.
Greg Bell to one side, Howard to the other. 2nd and 1 at the 21. Kiel's going to throw. Kiel in trouble. Down he goes at the 30-yard line. So Jordan around the play. Timmy Jordan, Hackensack, New Jersey, 6 foot, 231 pounds. There he is, 56. The defensive captain, George Welsh, will tell you he's as good a guy as ever played for him at that position.
I tell you, he's quick and he's got great upper body strength,
yes,
because he pushed Tom Thayer right back into Kiel's lap that time.
Well, now there's the play that a lot of fans have been saying, why doesn't Notre Dame throw in short yardage on 2nd down? Well, that time they tried to, and they ate the football. Now they have 3rd and 10. Can't please everybody. Kiel, blitz, throwing blitz, and he loves it off, and Sweeney couldn't hold on. They were really coming after him that time. Russell Smith, number 20, the rover back, came clean and was right in Kiel's view, so Notre Dame's going to have to kick the football. Well, the Navy defense now starting to stiffen just a little bit, despite the penalty.
We're going to have a 47-yard field goal attempt by Harry Oliver.
Well, the way they were kicking him before the ball game, he's got an excellent shot at it. Oliver missed 2 short ones from critical angles last week. This time he's got the whole field to play with. He's smack dead in front of the uprights, but he is a long way away. Short snap from center, and the ball is wide. Snap from center was low. Koegel had to get it up and set it. No good. Navy takes over on their own 30-yard line. That ought to give them a little life.
You're right. Mishler's snap was not good at all, and Koegel made a good play to get it on the tee, and Oliver didn't hit that ball too poorly. But you got to have that snap back there quickly.
John Sweeney very exercised down on the sidelines with Tom Lichtenberg.
Well, Jerry was right in Mishler's face, too.
Here comes Myers. That line just can't make any penetration. They can't get Notre Dame off the line of scrimmage. The end of the first quarter, Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame 14, the midshipmen nothing.
George Welsh on the Navy sideline. His team down by a couple of touchdowns. 2nd and 9 from the Midi 31. Tom?
Dennis McCall, 51, the center, leads him out. Pagnanelli looking to throw, unloads. That ball was deflected before contact was made at the 50-yard line. He was trying to get Papajohn straight down the middle around the 45-yard line.
Good play by Crable. He got a nice drop back there and managed to get a hand on the ball. Let's get to some scores, Tom. At halftime, Purdue trailing Ohio State 17-14. TCU over Houston 3-0 second period. Michigan State leading the Hoosiers 7-3 in the second period. We'll get more later.
Borbach 71, Woodhouse 59, Craig Smith 70, Keith Boring 74 in that offensive line for the Middies. 3rd and 9 on their own 31-yard line. Pagnanelli looks to throw. Short man is Myers coming out of the backfield. He cannot get to the 40-yard line. Brought down by Torin and Zavagnin. I'd like to say hello to Chris Forty, the head nurse, St. Joe Medical Orthopedic Floor, watching the ball game at home. Sporty has not missed a Notre Dame ball game since 1959. Well, the Middies come up a little short by 2. They're going to have to kick it again. Dorison deep. Fair going to kick. High spiraling kick. Dorison pinned up against the sidelines and has nowhere to go and is brought down. First guy to get him for the Middies is Elliot Reagans, number 47. In the first half, first quarter, Notre Dame 44 yards on the ground, 4 for 5 for 70 yards in the air. The Middies 4 yards on the ground, 2 for 3 for 17 in the air. So it's been all Notre Dame. Jordan plays right over that center at middle guard for the midshipmen. Oh my. Big number 73 sitting right at home that time for the Middies. Steve Peters from Freedom, Pennsylvania, and he put a hit on. 6'4", 224, and a sophomore.
But John Sweeney really took a hit to the helmet.
Here's Kiel again now, waiting for the play to come in. Greg Bell bringing it in. Notre Dame have a little trouble getting those people off the sidelines with a play.
And they need a fullback in there right now. Moriarty has not come into the game because Sweeney came out. Let's see.
Second and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Brooks is in.
Kiel got it off. Throwing upfield. And the ball caught by Greg Bell out near the 27-yard line. Just enough for the first down. Greg Bell on the reception. Here it is again.
We'll watch it. It's a roll to the left. Kiel gets good time to set up here and then really put some zing on it. Greg Bell is right there. Cornerback playing a little soft against the wingback, and it's a first down for the Irish. 13 minutes and counting, second period. Notre Dame 14, Navy 0.
Reagan's the first fellow to get to him. Russ Smith made the tackle. Kiel getting Hunter straightened out. First and 10 at the 27-yard line. Now Kiel wants timeout. State of confusion again on the field. Timeout on the field. The score, Notre Dame 14, the Midshipmen nothing. Things straighten out on the field offensively, hopefully for Notre Dame. Ellis out of the ball game at a guard spot. Neil Morney from Marthasville, Ohio. Sophomore, 6'5", 255, wears number 79 in that line for the Irish. First and 10 at the 27-yard line. And Bell almost pulled down in his own backfield. Then he's buried under 4 or 5 white jerseys. Reagan's around the play along with George Herlong, number 52, the middle guard. Ponsiego now calling the defensive signals. Second down and 9, 29-yard line. Notre Dame ball leading 14-0. Kiel setting up the screen. Carter's got it and gets out. Flags all over the field as Carter battles his way to the 39-yard line. And Jeff saw some clipping down on the field. Here it is again. Let's see if we can pick it up.
The screen develops very well, but in their haste to get to the block, it's a clip. Watch it just to the left of your screen here. See the men pointing out who they want.
Yep.
There's the clip on Fisher, and Shiner also clipped his man.
Looked like Fisher, 57, getting upfield, was called for clipping. So now it goes 15 yards against Notre Dame. That's the third 15-yard penalty in the ball game.
How often do you see a center pull?
Yeah, get that far out in front of the play. I'll tell you, Tom Backus is very high on him. Says if he can put on a little more weight, get a little more upper body strength. Well, it is second and 19 now at the 19. Middy's looking for the big break, of course. Kiel unloads. There's Hunter. Got it at the 45-yard line. What a catch by Tony Hunter. What a pass by Kiel.
Well, Tom, Kiel did exactly the thing that Jerry Fowles told you he needed to do. He steps up, not out. Now watch him. He gets some pressure here and steps right upfield. Hunter is right there. That ball is on the dime. First and 10 Irish. Another big play. Kiel to Hunter and Tony out of the tight end slot. I think he's a natural there because that's where he's going to play in the NFL.
35 big yards for Notre Dame on a second and 19. Last week, here's Kiel pitching. Carter cuts it back inside, runs over a man, and he ran over Herlong and got to about the 41-yard line. Underneath the play for the Middies, Mike Rouser, number 84.
And for some people who may believe that
he stepped outside the pocket and was sacked by Southern California. And got a full stride behind, loaded.
Well, Navy's taken away the pitch sweep. They're playing their outside linebackers very tight to the line of scrimmage. And what that does, if it doesn't open up in the middle, the passing game is just wide open. Now we're looking 2nd and 9 for Notre Dame.
Bell brings in the play. Clock running, 9:45 remaining in the first half. Notre Dame leading 14-0. A block kick set up the first touchdown. Here comes the blitz. Might be a little late. And Hunter can't get it at the 8-yard line. Russ Smith that time started a blitz and just got caught up in the traffic as he got to the line of scrimmage. The ball overthrown just a tad, but Hunter did have his hooks on it.
He sure did. They went man-to-man that time when they came with the blitz finally. They stunted a blitz and then brought the outside man from the near side. Hunter was isolated, and nearly another big play. So Blair Kiel throwing the ball more frequently and with more success.
Third and 9 now at the 34. Kiel again wants to throw. Screen. And it is to Sweeney down the sidelines, and it hit a good lick from behind. Middy's number Travis Wallington, number 48, who will play a little soft from time to time at his left end spot. There you can see Herlong after him.
Good hit coming up here.
Fourth
and 1. Timeout on the field. Notre Dame 14 and Navy nothing. .908 remaining here at Notre Dame Stadium. Irish 14, Midshipmen nothing. A 35-yard pass play has gotten Notre Dame to this situation, and they are indeed going to go for it. 4th and 1 at the Navy 27. Kiel's going to throw. Hunter downfield and got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. 4th and 1, and Kiel went to the passing game.
Perfect place to throw the football because everybody's so tight on the line of scrimmage. You just got to make sure it's complete. There you see Tony getting his hands on the football. Touchdown, Irish, as they gamble and it pays off because that is a high-risk play. When you're 4th and 1, the ball on your opponent's end of the field, perfect place to pass it.
27 yards and 35 yards in 2 big pass plays. Kiel to Hunter. And now it could turn into a blowout. That touchdown really hurt Navy. Just a moment ago, they had Notre Dame penned up in their own territory on a 3rd and 19. Oliver's PAT is good, and with 9:02 remaining in the second quarter, it is Notre Dame 21, the Midshipmen nothing. 83 yards in 11 plays, 62 of them in 2 pass plays. And the Irish have a 3-touchdown bulge on George Walsh's Naval Academy. John Stone getting ready to kick off. Boy, he is drilling them today. Jackson fights his way upfield to about the 20-21 yard line. They've been starting from there all day long. Kiel is now 9 for 11 for 152 yards.
Well, Brian Bullock is going to have a little discussion with Mike Johnston because he's hitting the ball high. That's where you're seeing it going downfield on a skid. First 2 he got underneath and just drilled them right out of there. First and 10 Navy.
Brian Bullock's not happy with a lot of people. He's talking to Belden. Just got off Moriarty's case. Ball at the 21-yard line. Midshipman trying to get back into it. Pagnanelli throwing from his own territory, and he almost threw it right into the arms of a Notre Dame defender. Papajohn, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Little tight end cross. Good high percentage play to run. Pagnanelli got a little heat and threw it behind his intended receiver. 8 minutes, 51 seconds remaining first half. Notre Dame 21, Navy nothing.
Meyer your tailback. Pagnanelli rolling. Pagnanelli trying to get some positive yardage out of it and is run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. John Krim there, Rodzinski there, Koegel there.
It's hard for a quarterback to get upfield when you only have one man in the pattern to that side, because the defense can afford to get flow and just cut the man loose. Pagnanelli had it in his mind to run, as you take a look at him, and the secondary containment just came upfield and forced him out of bounds.
Well, here they are now, 3rd and 10 again. One down away from having to kick the football from deep in their own territory again and trailing 21-0. Pagnanelli has time, throws underneath the coverage, and they do not get the first down. Papa John made the catch, but Koegel right there waiting for him, and the midshipman will have to kick the football.
Tom, in last year's game against Navy, turnovers spelled doom for the Middies. But this year it's just been Notre Dame getting good field position and moving it right down the field.
Let's see if they go after this one. Fair, great field goal kicker. His punting average leaves something to be desired. 32.3 on 43 kicks coming in here today. Wobbly kick upfield. Fair catching. Look out. 2 people there. Spielmaker again. And again, Notre Dame starts outside their own 40-yard line. A 31-yard punt that time. So that puts an inordinate amount of pressure on the defense when you set up your opposition outside their 40-yard line series after series. I'll go back to that last series once again. Although they were down 14-0, it could be a key in this ball game. Notre Dame was faced with a 3rd and 19 and ultimately went the length of the field for a touchdown. Kiel's got Sweeney and Carter behind him. Mosley to this side. Sweeney to the 45-yard line. Again, Olsen right in front of him. And number 65, Ponsiego. I don't know what's happened to Jordan. There he is.
Yeah, he's still in there.
Yeah, he's still in there. Ponsiego is calling the defensive signals at the moment, I believe. When Kiel comes out and gets behind Fisher, he's looking at Jordan right across the line of scrimmage. 6-footer, 231 pounds, very quick feet. Kiel, quick drop, throws. There's Howard, got it. Kiel having a field day today, and Hunter and Howard are doing the catching. The ball to the Middies' 43-yard line. First down, Notre Dame.
This is, as we referred to last week, one of those 35, 40-yard passes that doesn't gain that much yardage because you're throwing cross field. But Joe Howard is so quick, they have to respect his deep speed. Consequently, he's getting wide open on the shorter routes.
I don't know. He's a freshman. We might see little Joe on that show tonight. Can't tell the day he's having. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Kiel, Carter, straight ahead. And at the point of attack, moves it forward about 2 yards. Again, Olsen right there. Mr. Olsen, Bayshore, New York. Senior linebacker, 6'2", 230. Came in here with 32 tackles, having a good day. Bell brings in the play. Notre Dame offensive line has owned the line of scrimmage today. There's Jordan, 56. Flanked by Ponsiego and Olsen, the 2 linebackers. 2nd down and 6 at the 39. 6:23 remaining. Kiel wants to throw again. Kiel in a little trouble. Now Blair coming downfield and caught from behind. Loose football recovered by Notre Dame. Greg Bell got back upfield to recover it, and Kiel is stretched out flat on his back. They took a pretty good lick there at the 32-33 yard line. Blair,
Sure
Kiel. Timeout on the field. Score, Notre Dame 21, Navy nothing.
Hi, Pat Summerall to talk to you about your local True Value hardware store. He's one of more than 5,000 dealers buying together for less to save you more. But because he owns and operates his own store, his success depends on you. And he has to do more than just offer name brand merchandise, and he does. He also offers friendly, helpful advice. So the next time you see the words True Value on a hardware store, you'll know why True Value is more than just a name. It's their way of doing business.
Well, Tim Koegel coming into the ball game. Here it is, the stage of the season where Faust has firmly committed himself to one quarterback, and after a game and a half, he gets his bell rung a little bit, and Koegel back in on a 3rd and 2 at the Navy 34-yard line. Koegel, Carter, good hole. Looked like a flag on the play. It might be holding at the line of scrimmage. Again, Kenny Olson in front of the play. It's got to be the defensive standout so far today. Holding Notre Dame. Posderick, says Mr. Stark. Posderick, the guy stretched out on his back, not the guy that held, or did he hold too?
I think he did.
Yeah, he might have, and then maybe someone said, I don't want you to hold me like that, Phil.
Sunday night, How the West Was Won. Excellent Western movie. Henry Fonda, George Papard. Tomorrow night at 11:30, and it follows News Center 16.
How was the West won?
Difficultly.
Very good answer.
There you see Phil.
Posderick had a deep bruise in his thigh a couple, 3 ball games ago. Big man, Garfield Heights, Ohio, 6'9", 270. John Pustuk, Arvada, Colorado, 6'5", 262.
Arvada, Colorado, the home of John Roush. He was an All-America offensive lineman at the University of Oklahoma in the mid-'70s. Played pretty good football up there.
3rd and 12, Koegel at quarterback. Brooks behind him. At fullback, tailback is Carter. And Koegel looking to throw. They put the heat on him. Downfield she goes. It is thrown too far. Howard's now drawing double coverage. John Foley in there for the injured Jeff Shoemake, the closest fellow to the ball. Brian Whalen will do the punting with Kiel on the sidelines. So the middies hold. Foley downfield in single safety at his own 10-yard line.
First,
Brian Whalen.
Brian Whalen.
Yep. We had Brian and Johnson on our coach's show, the very first one. Now he's getting his shot. Spiraling kick, and it gets in, and my gracious me, that looked like that was going to be down around the 7 or 8 yard line.
Probably should have been.
Rick Naylor was right there, never got to it. Let's see if he's greeted with any kind of questions. Here comes Bullock's waiting for him, I can see. Yep. Big Boo right in Mr. Naylor's helmet. All right, the middies again on their 20-yard line. Here's Myers. Figures I might as well go up and over. I can't get there on the ground, and he's out about 3 or 4 yards. Eddie's longest run today, 5 yards. Zavagnin right in front of him.
Blair Kiel is up. He is walking around. He'll probably go back in the next series.
Excuse me, Jeff. 5 minutes remaining. There's Eddie Myers. 5'9", 202. Now Crable's injured. Bobby Crable, they take the helmet off him. If Crable comes out, he's hurt. All-America linebacker Bob Crable. He's not hurt. They're going to give him a rest anyhow. Yeah.
He is not real sure which universe he's on.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I've seen coaches at this point in the game, Tom, where some people start going down, just get everybody out of there and put in the reserves, especially when you're 3 touchdowns ahead.
2nd and 7 at the 23. Ponciego. Oh, Myers spins away from a couple of people. Right in front of him was Kevin Griffith. And Myers had nowhere to go. Eddie's having a long afternoon thus far. Well, Crable had 4 fractures. Set, put in a plaster cast, and he's back in there. No, It's nothing to be facetious about. Bobby's all right. Pagnanelli in the flat. Ball carrier runs away from Koegel and a couple of other people, and he is close to the first down. I don't think they're going to give it to him, though.
No, I don't think so either. Koegel read that play very well, but he overran it. He wanted to get the big stick, and they're going to have to punt the football. 3:56 and counting.
Jackson, the fullback, came out of there and came within an eyelash of getting the first down. Steve Fair, Princeton High School, Cincinnati, Ohio. Played a lot of football against Jerry Faust. He'll punt. He'll hit it from somewhere around the 18-19 yard line. Spiraling kick, and Dorison going to let it hit the ground. Comes back upfield. Navy can't get a break. Down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. Notre Dame covering on the play for the Navy. Rouser. 24-yard kick.
Well, 3 minutes, 28 seconds showing in this first half. I know Notre Dame would like to get another tally on the board.
Kiel back in. You know, as soon as Shoemake went out of the lineup, they picked on that one corner, or the safety, Foley, twice. Let's see if Kiel goes upstairs right away now. As Jeff told you, 3:28 remaining in the first half. Blair looking to throw. Howard heading downfield and comes back to the ball and catches it. Howard, 10-5, touchdown. Joe Howard put on quite a show. The ball was underthrown, knuckleball. He had the presence of mind to turn around and look for it. Came back upfield, caught it, 52-yard touchdown play.
Boy, that shows you what speed and a wide receiver can do, because Blair doesn't throw this ball that well. In fact, it is a knuckleball, Tom, as you said, but Howard comes back. What balance he has. He was spread eagle there, and I tell you, once he gets it, you can just forget about it if he's got a couple of steps on you.
Dixon was the fellow that got closest to him. No dice. It's up to 27-0, and the floodgates are breaking. '28 points on the board. Timeout on the field. The score, Notre Dame 28, Navy nothing. Well, Blair Kiel's going to roll up more yards in the air today than probably his whole career. I don't know. He's up, what, he had 150 something, 215 already in the air. And Howard, well, we'll have to get the exact stats for you, but Howard and Hunter have caught the bomb all day long. 52 yards in one play. 28-0 Notre Dame. Now what do? Do you get the front line people out of there?
For the remainder of this half, yes.
Yeah. Jackson at the 9-yard line. And again, he's going to have problems getting to the 20. And the midshipmen have just been unable to get anything cohesive going all day long.
Tom, I think that wind is blowing a little stiffer than what we can see, because that ball hung when it got up. A couple of the punts have, too.
Well, if you were with us in our pregame show live upstairs, this Navy staff, football team, and those folks who cover this ball club were very optimistic today. But here they are in a 28-0 ball game. Myers trying to get up the short side of the field. You give him a little room, he's going to get some yardage for you. Out near the 25. And the last fella up was number 43. Weiler joins his mates. He brought in the play, number 33. Tom Tarquinio now at quarterback for the Middies. Myers seems to be a little daylight, and then it closes very quickly. He's out to around the 27-yard line. Tony Belden closed down on him, and Marshall staying right at home waiting.
Easily the best offensive output for Notre Dame this year, and the defense has gotten better, I think, each game, and they're showing it today.
3rd and 2 at the 27. Clock running, 2:12. Tarquinio, upfield, man open, and he overthrows him. Now, Krim just might have been close enough where he couldn't lay the ball in back of him, but the intended receiver, Troy Mitchell, just could not get to the football. And Navy will have to punt yet again. Durison downfield at the 35-yard line.
Blair back to kick for Navy. Durison deep to the out.
High spiraling kick, a lot of hang time, and Durison at the 41.
We have exactly 2 minutes left in the first half, and the 2-minute drill I'm sure will be utilized here.
32-yard kick by Fair. Fair's longest kick of the season, 48 yards. First unit still in there. This was just a 14-0 ball game, and Navy seemed to be stiffening just about 5 minutes ago. Brooks, the up back, Carter, tailback. Big hole, Carter rambles out to the 47-yard line. Olson got a piece of him coming upfield, and then Mike Rouser made the stop at the 47-yard line. Phil Carter, number 22. Tacoma Washington Jr. Second down and 4 to 5 yards to go. Clock continues to run down to 1:25. Kiel wants to throw. Steps up into the pocket, then runs into trouble and is decked at the 40. Jordan right in front of him, along with Steve Peters, number 73. 28 points. Notre Dame's high for the season. Mosley brings in the play. A minute remaining in the first half. 3rd and 11. Now we got Howard and Mosley to the open side of the field. Kiel operating off the near hash mark, looking that way, unloads, and that Howard catches that football.
So
out of bounds, out of bounds. Yep. Out of bounds near midfield was Joe Howard. So the Middies will get another shot at the ball. Now Howard's still down on the sidelines across the way.
See if we can get a look at it here. It's a crossfield pass. There is Joe.
He came free. There was no one hitting. That's Howard on his back. Gene Paskett with him. Les Bodner now going across the way. Just coming into your picture now. The doctor for this football team. I'd hate to see that kid get hurt after today's performance.
I think he just got the wind knocked out.
He's going to try to get him up on his feet. Yeah.
Well, let's see.
5'9", 165.
Anytime you see them holding the shoulder like that, it's not good news.
Obviously in pain is Howard. Right shoulder. When that arm's limp like that, he's taking a good blow on the shoulder.
Oh, elbow.
Oh, it's the
Student
elbow.
trainer signal elbow there.
Okay.
That kid's had quite a game already.
Kiel's best day ever, 152 yards against Arizona in that night game last year, and he's way over that now.
Joe looks to be okay. He's starting to extend it just a little bit. He hit that turf over there when he came down with the ball.
And what are they doing over there? Did he mess up that chain?
I think he broke the chain is what happened, because when he went across, he had his arms extended, cradling the football.
All right, Kiel going to kick it. One of the rare times Blair's had to do that today.
Second punt for Notre Dame. First one for Blair.
Bingo. 65.
Yes, that's what you
Diego? Can't be.
Sure is.
Got a linebacker downfield catching the punt.
Well, George Wells said he was quick.
Yeah, he is quick.
Flag is down.
Flag is down. Somebody else is quick. 33 seconds remaining. Jerry Faust, Brian Bullock with his back to you. Tom Lichtenberg coming into your picture. They're going to bring it back. Five-yard penalty. Here's your signal.
Motion.
Against the Irish. So Kiel will have to do it all over again. Everybody coming up on the line of scrimmage. Navy going to try to block this. Here they come. Roughing the kicker. They just flat came straight ahead and knocked Kiel off his feet.
It will not be a first down, Tom, but they may end up going for it. It was 4th and 16.
Well, another long day for George Walsh and the midshipmen. George Welsh.
Well, they got the first down.
Roughing the kicker. .26 seconds remaining. Navy defense has been on the field a long time here in the first half.
Good point. Mike Favorite now in. He's replaced Joe Howard.
Favorite across the way. You see Carter come through that hole. No one touched him until he got to the 35-yard line in Navy territory.
Tony Hunter wiped out the defender. Rouser, the defensive end.
John Sweeney was downfield still looking for somebody to hit. Notre Dame shows one timeout left. Now they take that,
right.
So they're out of timeouts with 19 seconds remaining. Kiel at the sidelines. Checking to see, I'm sure, whether that's the case.
Probably throw an out pass. Something to stop the clock as we take a look at Navy defensive corps. There's Jerry.
It's Carl Wagner, number 62, in your picture just a moment ago on the Navy sidelines. Now, just so you're not confused, the entire club can come over to the sidelines now on a timeout. And that's what's just taken place with Jerry Faust and his team. It is 28-0 Notre Dame with 19 seconds remaining in the first half. Kiel, excellent day in the air. Going to try to get some more. Tripp cannot get to the ball at the 1-yard line. Incomplete.
14 seconds left. Time for 2, maybe 3 plays before Oliver comes on. You want to keep the ball right where it is if you're going to kick the field goal. Right hash mark for a left-footed soccer kicker.
Tripp goes away from us to the open side of the field. Hunter, who's had a superb day this side. Kiel wants to throw again. Down the middle it goes, and he threw behind Greg Bell, who was sitting all alone at the 16-yard line.
Well, a 51-yard field goal from the right hash going to the south end of the stadium.
Why
Have
not?
we seen that before?
Why not? Yeah, that seems to ring a bell. That's a picture on a new book out, right?
I think the hold up here, they're going to ask members of the Navy Drum and Bugle Corps to move back a little bit so the official can get under there and see. Well, 51-yard field goal from exactly the same spot on the
sir.
field.
Yes, sir. Right flat on the mark. Oliver was kicking them 57 yards in pregame practice. It snapped, held, and blocked. And caught by a Navy boy, then dropped.
Well, I'm glad he hit the first one. Last year, the 51-yarder, that one was blocked, came right through the middle, did the Navy defense.
Oberly, number 91, had it right in his mitts. So with 2 seconds remaining, the midshipmen are going to get one last crack at it. Pagnanelli back in, has time, unloads, it is incomplete at the 20-yard line. Bone with his hands on it. The end of the first half here at Notre Dame Stadium. The score, Notre Dame 28, the midshipmen nothing.
The Inter-Service Academy Drum Corps champions leave the field to a medley of sea service tunes. The Naval Academy Fight Song was composed originally as the class song of the class of 1907. Our second melody is a salute to our sister service, which has donated so much professional assistance to our Drum and Bugle Corps, in tribute to 2 great fighting teams, Anchors Aweigh and the Marines Hymn. United States Naval Academy Drum and Bugle Corps.
The Naval Academy Drum and Bugle Corps, always a spectacular show. And the music they play, almost as widely known as, of course, the fight song, or as widely known as the Notre Dame fight song. Leaving the field now, and the Notre Dame marching band will be on, so let's take this pause. We'll be back with more time activity after we pause for this feature of Notre Dame Today, followed by station identification. The Notre Dame marching band here at halftime. Gorgeous day. Halloween day. The Irish 28, the midshipmen nothing. The Irish Drum and Bugle, or the Navy Drum and Bugle Corps, just left the field, and now another sellout crowd being entertained by the Notre Dame marching band here at halftime. Let's listen.
Rhythm is one of the most important elements in the band, and we feature the two sections most involved, the basses and the percussion, in a special arrangement of Louis Prima's Sing, Sing, Sing. Leroy Anderson's music is always melodic and charming. It is fun to play and fun to hear. Our presentation is a bit of Americana, which features our trumpet section. The selection is Bugler's Holiday. know helping one person doesn't mean you have to turn your back on all the others. Some people only give financial support to large, well-known charities. That's fine, but there are a lot of people being helped in our community by small, unpublicized agencies. Agencies supported by the United Way of St. Joseph County. Your United Way needs your help to continue to support these agencies. Your United Way gift helps 34 separate agencies in St. Joseph County. You make it happen when you give to the United Way. The band concludes today's performance by forming the traditional ND and by playing the Notre Dame Victory March.
With the playing of the Victory March, we'll be ready with the second half kickoff in just a moment, so let's pause briefly. Skycam above the stadium today, doing their thing, bringing us weather reports throughout the entire pregame activities. While we have a moment, our pal here in the booth, Mr. Jeffers, author of his first of what will be many books, I am sure. The book called Rally, handsomely covered, and right on the cover, Harry Oliver's game-winning kick against Michigan. Jeff's book devoted 12 chapters, about 160-some pages in toto, of the great Notre Dame victories dating back to 1913. And right up and including the Michigan ball game last year, includes the Air Force game out at Colorado Springs when the Irish were down by 30-14 with 14 minutes left in the ball game. Of course, the Michigan game last year, the great Purdue victory when Gary Forstick was hurt. Joe Montana came in to bring him from behind. Skycam again far above the stadium. And all in all, excellent reading on the great victories of Notre Dame football teams over the last 67 years, 1913 to 1980. The book on sale now, of course, at the bookstore here on campus, and I'm sure will be distributed to many outlets here in the Channel 16 coverage area. So our congratulations to Jeff. Took you, what, about a year to do it?
About a year overall, right.
And we all got free books for $12.95. He will autograph it for another $12.95. Cost you close to 26 bucks to get it autographed, Stark. But,
mere pocket money for him.
Mere pocket money for our coming millionaire here, Mr. Stark. Has some loose change. Yes, he'll take that right away. But most enjoyable book. And as I say, it's written, each chapter devoted to a given game, so you can reach right out and bring back some memories of games you saw in person. The ball game out on the coast against Southern California when Joe Theismann threw it for, what, 500 yards?
Yeah, pass and run for 526 yards.
526 yards. And the Middies now across the way, trailing 28-0. So get out and get yourself a book before you go home. Huh? Happy birthday to Jeff Johnson. Yeah. Happy birthday to Patty Denon also as the Irish hit the field. 28-0. Jerry Faust.
Jerry's playing in pain with that knee. He's
Yeah.
grimacing as he walks.
Doesn't even feel it right now.
'24th head football coach at the University of Notre Dame, Jerry Faust.
Jerry with a G. Gerard is the given first name. Middies across the way, the Irish below us.
The option rested with Notre Dame as to whether or not to get the ball, and I would assume that they would take the football. They've moved it very well. Blair Kiel, his best day as a collegian, 11 for 16, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air. He has scored once. Touchdown by Joe Howard. He has 2 of them, 1 passing, 1 running. Tony Hunter got 1 through the air, and Blair ran in the other one.
I'm looking for little Joe.
He's out there.
Yeah, he's okay. Well, we'll see what changes. George Welsh has made it halftime. He obviously has to be down. His club did not expect to be in this shape after 30 minutes of football today. But a lot of peculiar things can happen. I can remember a Navy game at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland a few years ago when John Lashinsky brought his club from way back and had a touchdown pass just about in the arms of a receiver around the 3 or 4 yard line when David Waymer reached out and just got his fingertips on it with 9 seconds remaining, or it would have been all over. Howard going to come out of there from the goal line. Little Joe has a seam and then is brought down at the 29-yard line. Took a good shot upfield by Travis Wallington, number 48, and the Irish will have the ball. First and 10 to go on their own 29-yard line. Little Joe Howard did not expect to get a scholarship. Said he was absolutely flabbergasted when they came to him and said, hey, give it some thought. We'd like to have you come to Notre Dame.
The thing about Joe Howard is, you know, Bill Heilig, the strength coach, Joe Howard can't bench press much more than he weighs, which is very unusual for a college football player. And Greg Blige says, I don't care how much he can bench press, I got to have him in the lineup.
Just let him run. And he's way across the field now as Howard. Kiel came out throwing in the opening part of the ball game. Deep pitch. Mosley from the wing back and didn't get much at all. Navy read it very well. Navy ball player hurt on the play. And that could be Cianelli. I'm not sure whether that's the rover back across the way or
yes,
not.
it is, Tom. He came up to make that play, and he did a good job of turning it in. Red Romo has been the busiest guy on the Navy staff.
A lot of fellas getting hurt today. There's Cianelli.
That play just does not, that play just does not develop quickly enough for Notre Dame to get outside because the read is so good. I mean, you can see it coming, and the defense can react to it.
Cianelli from McLean, Virginia, 5'11", 186, and a junior. And the secondary has been nicked up today, to say the least. Jeff Shoemake. Did we get any word on Shoemake at all, Bill, from downstairs? Shoemake is in a local hospital right now with a dislocated knee. Now, whether that will need surgery or not,
it depends.
Yeah.
They'll probably put him, I would imagine, in a cast and see if the knee stabilizes, and then if not, they will perform surgery. Right here, Cianella has a back injury. When he came up...
yeah, you could see him reach for the small of his back right away. And they're going to get him off field. He's in a great deal of pain. Boy, you get that lower back hurt, why?
Hey, you can see right here, this is very, very typical of a lower back injury. The shock to the nervous system renders the legs almost totally useless, and you have to be carried off the field. But one good thing about that, if there's no real damage to the spine, that injury can recover very rapidly because you get the feeling back and you start to stretch out, and the muscles, it looks a lot worse than it is.
Many times when you see a player come off with a shoulder injury, too, that's the same principle. I can recall Bob Neidert, a defensive end many years ago, came off the field one day with his arm absolutely limp. But once that feeling gets back in the shoulder and down the arm, usually they can come back and play. Kiel, now with a 2nd and 12, is going to throw the football. At least he'd like to. And he has Hunter at the 30. Good play that time. Fine coverage by Russ Smith from Warner Robins, Georgia.
Notre Dame is utilizing their precision passing right now. That was a timing pattern. You screw up the timing and it's in the end zone the other way. So Blair gets back what he lost on the negative yardage against Mosley. 14:08 showing third quarter. Notre Dame on top 28-0, and they have a 3rd and 10 at their own 30.
Now Navy, to get into this ball game at all, has to hold here and get some decent field position. Notre Dame has converted on 3rd down situations very well today. Kiel, throw, screen, Carter, people out in front. Carter upfield to the 37-yard line. He's shy of the sticks. They're going to have to kick. Nice play that time by Wallington. The Navy ends, as you look at the Irish sidelines, Faust and Lichtenberg, the Navy ends will play soft many times. As a matter of fact, not only will their ends do so, their tackles will do so. One of their tackles has an intercepted pass, and the Navy in toto has 12 intercepted passes this year. Kiel will have to kick now. Oh, he hit that a ton. Look at that kick. Is that Ponsiego?
Sure is.
He's back to his 6-yard line. A linebacker with a football. And he's out to the 14. 54-yard kick. So Kiel dominating the punting game today. He has kicked 3 times, 45, 45, 54. Then you look at Fear's kicking. He has kicked 7 times, 23, 25, 29, 42, 31, 24, and 32. It's the first time I've ever seen a linebacker in a punt return situation. Pagnanelli, hands off. Ed Myers had a good hold that time, and somebody tripped him up. Clasby, who has played very, very well. Longest of the season for Kiel, 54-yard punt. Clock running, 2nd and 8, ball at the 14, Irish 28, midshipmen nothing. Early moments, 3rd quarter. That's Eddie Myers. Pemberton, New Jersey, tailback, number 40 in your screen just a second ago. Navy has 18 yards on the ground. Pagnanelli gets outside that time, and he's not afraid to run with that tomato. He's up to the 20. Juked his man very well to get that.
Yeah, he got past John Autry. Autry still has a tendency to knife in a little too soon. First year playing defensive end. We're looking at 3rd and 4 now.
Pagnanelli listed at 203, 6 foot. Very strong legs on him. He was not the starting quarterback when they went into fall practice. He beat out Tom Tarquinio. Myers searching for a little daylight, almost gets off the line of scrimmage. Zavagnin makes the stop. So Fear, who's getting a little leg weary right now, going to have to kick again from deep in his own territory. Fair, I should say, F-E-H-R, pronounced fair. That's the way Mr. Fair sees it, coming from his center. He'll hit it from about the 10. Durison at the 45. Spiraling kick, again, excellent hang time. No run backs at the 42-yard line. Flag on the play downfield at the 20-yard line.
We'll get the signal from the head linesman. He threw the flag.
That might be somebody getting off the line of scrimmage too quickly.
Yes. It's going to be a 1st down for Navy.
Offside Notre Dame. So the middies going to take it back and get it. What's that, Will? 36-yard punt. Midshipman side of the field.
I believe that's only the 2nd 1st down of the game for Navy.
Yes, they had 1 first down in the first half. That is correct.
And this one by penalty.
Yelder to this side. Troy Mitchell, a flanker back away from us. Pagnanelli throwing upfield and overthrown. Papajohn, the intended receiver, and Krim right there, along with Zavagnin.
We saw a good play there by Dave Durison for something he didn't do. He was a strong safety, and since he was to the wide side of the field, he sort of played center field to watch Papajohn come back. That ball was obviously incomplete, and Durison really could have given Greg a shot there right as he was going out of bounds, but used his head and was probably not flagged. He would have been flagged if he'd hit him.
2nd and 10. Pagnanelli going to run the football. Loose ball. All Notre Dame. Right there, Rosinski on top of it at the 24. So it is not Navy's day.
That ball just popped free. We'll watch it again. It's the option, and someone just sticks a hand right on the football. Zavagnin just popped it free.
Another excellent opportunity for the Irish offense. There's Joe. You don't hear much about Rodzinski with Krabel and Zavagnin in there, but he's an excellent ball player. Very steady.
See if Notre Dame goes to the pass right here off the turnover.
Yeah, Kiel might try to get it all in one gulp right here. Nope, stays on the ground, and Mark Brooks to the 21-yard line.
Tom, when they run out of the full house, the dead tee, it's a perfect opportunity to run the option. You go to the fullback, and then as the wingback comes back across, you're in perfect position to pitch that ball if you have to.
Buchanan comes in. Pete's going to see a lot of action now coming down the stretch. George Walsh. Can't believe what he's seeing. Buchanan way across the field, and Kiel on a long count.
There it is.
And Blair runs into trouble right at the 20-yard line. Underneath the play, Mike Rouser, Gaithersburg, Maryland. 6'1", 211, senior defensive end. Rouser came in here with 58 tackles, 3 of them for negative yardage amounting to 22 yards. Kiel checking the sidelines. Mosley bringing into play. 3rd and 6. Oliver's got to be somewhere warming that leg up. Little Howard, little Joe. Far across the way, and Kiel looking that way. Throws coming out of the backfield. Brooks cannot catch up, and they made sure he wasn't going to hold on to it. Russ Smith knocked him right off his feet at the 15-yard line. Kiel is really throwing that baby with some mustard today. He always did. Seems to be much more confident with these pass patterns today. Here's Harry O. 37 in all from the 27. Up she goes. Oh, he got a lot of foot in that. That's good. That's way up in the seats. Timeout on the field to score. Notre Dame 31, the midshipmen nothing. There's Oliver on your screen.
Ford has just announced the biggest and the best customer cash rebate of the year. The biggest because it's up to $700 cash. The best because it's on the best-selling new car, the Ford Escort. This rebate is direct from Ford. It's yours on the spot when you buy a new 81 or 82 Escort, Mustang, or EXP from Basney Ford and Honda. Hurry now while we have over 130 to choose from, because this offer ends soon. That's at Basney Ford and Honda, South Bend. And that's a fact.
31-0. Notre Dame, 9:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Middies getting buried at the moment. At this point, your head coach and your ball club, if nothing else, wants to get on the board a couple of times just to keep their pride intact and convince them that as they work next week toward their next ball game against Syracuse, that the club they beat last year 6-3, that they can still play winning football. You get caught in a shootout like this, you can get in trouble. Jackson from the goal line and lost his footing. Flag on the play. He's out near the 19 or 20-yard line. Navy has started almost every series from around the 20-yard line. 59,075 is official. We were a little concerned 3/4 of an hour before kickoff. There weren't too many folks in here.
Flip.
Clipping on the play, and a dejected Navy football team walks and turns toward the south goal line.
Well, Navy caught Notre Dame at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Coming off a good performance against USC, and they kept the emotion going. Notre Dame is just taking it to them.
Apparently this Notre Dame team was convinced that they did play very, very well, because a lot of folks, not a lot of folks, but there was some talk, well, they might be down after not defeating Southern Cal after a great effort. That is not the case. They've made their breaks today, and they're leading 31-0. Eddie Myers running away from trouble, and Koegel trails him and gets a piece of him. Koegel's just coming in behind that opening when the guard pulls, and he gets Mr. Myers by the shoe tops.
It's going to be very, very odd next year not to see number 43 making a lot of tackles.
Oh, my. You heard what Pat Naughton said about the linebackers. When you're scouting, you get to the point, there's so many good players at a given position coming out of one school that you automatically look there every year for that type of player. And that's what the Patriots are doing. Bob Golick now in New England, and they're looking at Koegel very closely today, as they do with Penn State linebackers. Myers runs over people, and Eddie can run if you get him just through that point of attack, and he's out to about the 18-yard line. They're a yard or two short of the first down.
8 minutes, 26 seconds showing third period. 3rd and 2 at the 18. Koegel gets the signal from defensive coordinator Jim Johnson on the sidelines and relays it to his teammates.
Midshipmen now have 27 yards on the ground. Fighting to get away from their own goal line now on a 3rd and 2. Papa John going to throw, shakes off a man upfield over. Yo, no, he got his man. I thought he was coming upfield to Papa John. Pagnanelli threw to the man at the 30-yard line, and a completed pass to McCallum.
Who wants it again? Notre Dame comes strong here. There you see the dive attempt by Autry, and it's just a little flip to the back coming out. Zavagnin in to make the stop. When you flood a zone like that time, it's tough to do.
14-yard pass play. Once Koegel committed himself and came toward the passer, Pagnanelli alertly threw the football. Hopes to do so again. Now he's going to run with it, and out of bounds. Look out. Whew, Duras just caught him chest high and knocked him out of bounds after Koegel again and Marshall were nearby. He's a strong-looking kid, isn't he?
Yeah, and he also snapped the sideline marker right in half.
Look at those calves on him. Huntington Beach, California. This boy is a junior college transfer. That's very unusual. He came in here 52 for 88, close to 600 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. There's that offensive line. Number 70 is Craig Smith out of Downey, California. 51 is your center, Dennis McCall from Washington, Iowa. 2nd down and 10 at the 31. Middy's ball, 7:30 remaining. Pagnanelli comes upfield and gets out to the 34-yard line. Good blocking that time by Greg Smith. He got him just enough room to turn it upfield. Smith is 6'3", 252. Good-sized boy.
Looking at 3rd and 7 with 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd period, and Notre Dame easily on top, 31-zip. Be interesting to see what Pagnanelli goes to here. He's tried to get Papa John, the tight end, a couple of times today and has not been successful.
Well, he's the top receiver with 23, good for 308 yards before the ball game. Straight drop, bing, down the field she goes. There's number 88 and out of bounds at the 45. Chris Yelder, Detroit, Michigan. That's his 9th catch of the season. And Pagnanelli laid that in there beautifully. Quick drop, watch it.
Nice pass by Marco. Just get past the cornerback, and Bone, the free safety, was late in coming over. That was a one-man pattern to this side of the field.
That's 2 14-yard passes now. Excuse me, that was good for 22. The last one good for 14. And the Middies in Notre Dame territory. Pagnanelli, Myers. Saw Marshall that time break clean and force him to go where he didn't want to go. And sitting right there, number 46, Mark Zavagnin. Mr. Koegel, whose mother and dad get up here, I guess they've been here for every home game since Bobby came here. 7 for 12 now for 73 yards. Marco starting to loosen things up. 2nd and 10 at 44. Wants to throw again, has time, throws. Well, who's going to wind up with the ball? Myers and Zavagnin. And they're going to mark it downfield at the 41-yard line. There's Zavagnin.
Simultaneous possession goes to the offense, but remember the play that Jimmy Browner...
I was just going to say the same thing. Browner and that big fullback for Michigan State kept fighting for the ball, and finally Browner came clean with it. Everybody was saying touchdown Michigan State. Browner was running the other way with it. All right, 3rd and 6. Middies want to keep it going here, obviously. Pagnanelli looks, throws, got his man, Papajohn at the 35-yard line. He's shy. He's just a little shy.
But they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they got to go for it. There's Papajohn. He's from Camp Springs, Maryland, is Greg. He was a split end. He's now a tight end. Not the biggest fellow in the world for tight end, but good hands, good size, 6'5". You want to run to the sticks. I think he got to the sticks, but when he turned for the ball, he wound up just a foot short. Here it is again.
Well, watch it again. Simple pattern. The tight end crosses underneath the linebackers. Ball coming right at you. There is Zavagnin making the stop.
You could see Marshall and Belden being kept off the quarterback that time. Well, they got about a half a yard to go. Now, this is almost the precise spot on the field where Notre Dame was last week against Southern California. They decided to pitch the ball deep. This is the first time that Navy has been in Notre Dame territory on this series. So what do you call now? Bringing in the play for the Middies.
Well, Notre Dame was in this position, and Kiel threw the Hunter for a touchdown.
Yes, that's right. 93. We don't have a listing for 93 for the Middies. Pagnanelli, long count. Fakes the handoff. Lost the football. Notre Dame held in any event. Don't like the call. Just, that's too much running around in your own backfield. And they come up empty. Notre Dame takes over at the 36-yard line.
They wanted to try and get Stacy Torren, the left side cornerback, to react to the motion. He didn't do it. He just stayed at home, and that botched that play.
Timeout on the field. The score, Notre Dame 31, the Midshipmen nothing. Four minutes, 50 seconds remaining. Notre Dame's defense holds right in front of the student body. Navy's best drive of the day. First time in Irish territory. Kiel once more. Kiel throws, and oh my, had not Ponciego been looking for the hit on the intended receiver, he had that one right on the numbers, and they send him back for punt returns.
Bill Carter's coming out of the game. He took a pretty heavy shot to the helmet.
Here it is again. So, you know, Ponciego could have gotten some yardage downfield had he devoted his attention to the football, but that's not what you're supposed to do. You're looking for that guy to hit. He gave Bill a pretty good hit, too. 2nd and 10. Ball remains at the 36. Tripp in the lineup now. Mosley sliding through, and Greg Bell out to the 44-yard line. Greg Bell, 28. Mosley, 48.
Joe Howard's going to bring in the play now. 31-0. Notre Dame, 4:18 left. Third period. 3rd and 3 on the 43 of the Irish.
Notre Dame at the 100 mark on the ground with 4:10 remaining in the third quarter. It's been a passing show primarily by Blair Kiel. 3rd and 3. Well, they got to the 45-yard line. They had to get to the 46. Underneath the play for the midshipmen, Todd Hastings, Fredericksburg, Virginia, linebacker, and the Irish are going to kick the ball.
Evidently, Bell's knee touched at the 45 because he advanced the ball to the 46. which would probably have been good for a measurement at least, but the ball was put back about a yard.
Well, there's linebacker Ponsiego. That's your punt return man. Kiel, again, good strong kick. Fair catching at the 14. Midshipman ball, first and 10 to go. 41-yard kick by Kiel.
First unit still in for Notre Dame's defense. Boy, they kept Navy in their own backyard all day long.
Yes, they have indeed.
Mike Gann in the lineup.
Yelder 88, Mitchell 89. The split end and flanker to this side of the field. Ponsiego looking for Myers and gets a couple of yards. Right into heavy traffic. And that was Gann right in front of the play. Bill Myers very high on Gann and very high on Mike Golick. 2nd and 7 at the 17. Pagnanelli. Myers again trying to cut back, and bango. Clasby, number 91, was right in front of the play, along with Tom Bach.
3rd and 6.
Midshipmen have not been able to put together any kind of a running game at all today. Myers an excellent back, but that offensive line is just not getting him through the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6. Pagnanelli gonna shoot crap. He's in trouble. He's gonna go down at the 9-yard line. Tony Belden came free that time, and Pagnanelli now on his back. Now he's up. Tony Belden, who comes to play.
Watch it again. It's a straight rush from the left side. There comes Tony. Gets his man high. He has good upper body strength, as Belden, and slams him to the turf. Fair to punt.
From his end zone. Spiraling kick. Dorison at the 48. Dorison brought down by Ken Olson. 39-yard punt by Fair. Notre Dame ball, 1st and 10 to go at the midshipman 32.5-yard line.
Great field position again. Kiel still a quarterback. It's been Blair's best day as a collegiate.
Georgia Tech coming in here next week. Bill Curry and his Yellow Jackets.
Little revenge for the Irish in order.
Yeah, a winner over Alabama earlier in the year. Georgia Tech. That'll be the last home game of the season. Notre Dame finishes with 3 on the road. Kiel looking to throw. There goes the bomb. Howard can't get it. Nice defensive play that time by Riggins. Elliot Riggins, who got burned on the first play of the game, would have none of it that time. Looked like a little bump maybe at the 8 or 9-yard line, but it could have been Howard trying to get to the ball.
Look how quick Howard's getting back to the huddle here. Usually they'll take out a wide receiver after running a route like that. Not Howard. He's right back in the huddle. He's not real disciplined yet on his routes, but he's going to get there.
Riggins again out there giving him single coverage. Maybe Kiel might go right back to him again. Who knows? No, up back gets it. That's Brooks. And Mark Brooks rambles to the 32 3-yard line. Ponsiego 65, Rouser 84. Ball will be marked at the 33-yard line. Well, we've got scoreboard up there that's not functioning.
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 is right. Mauney playing now since Posderick was hurt in the first half. Greg Bell to the 33-yard line. I don't think he got enough for the first down. Navy stood everybody right up in front of him, including Hunter.
Well, they probably will go for it here. Let's see. 34 yards would be a 51-yarder. 34-yard line, add the 17. Nope, they're going to go for it. That'll do it.
And that is the end of the third quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame 31, Navy nothing. 15 minutes remaining in the ball game. Notre Dame breaking the huddle on their own 33-yard line, or the Navy 33-yard line. Kiel with a 4th and goal, or 4th and 1, and have more than enough to the 30-yard line. First down, Notre Dame. Greg Bell carrying the football. The Irish leading 31-0. Opening play of the fourth quarter. Notre Dame 111 yards on the ground through 3 quarters. Kiel 13 for 21, good for 225 yards. Irish have 14 first downs. The Middies have 25 yards on the ground, 9 for 14 in the air, good for 82 yards, 4 first downs. And Mosley inside the 25 to the 24. Flag on the play, could be clipping. Holding is the indication against Notre Dame. Ball comes out to the 40-yard line. Irish must get it to the 20. Brooks bringing in the play to Kiel. Howard comes to this side. John Mosley to the short side of the field. Kiel gonna run, shakes off one man, and comes downfield to the 32-yard line. Blair, Kiel, the ball carrier. On top of him, Ponciego, number 65. Kiel got back 8 of the 10 yards, so it is second down and 12.
Scores report Ohio State leading Purdue 45-32 fourth quarter.
Wow, a lot of points in that ball game.
Michigan State over Indiana 23-3 third quarter.
Kiel second and 12 at the 32. Quick drop, throws. Threw it behind Howard a little bit, and at his feet, incomplete. What was that last score you gave, Jeff? Excuse me.
23-3, Michigan State over Indiana.
Hey, Muddy's turned that thing around up there. After our ball game.
Right, I was just going to say that.
Excellent ball after.
Second half of the Notre Dame game, they played very, very well.
And Brian Clark came in when Leicester wasn't getting the job done. Then Clark got nicked up, and Leicester comes back in and gets it done.
Very good point.
So Muddy asked for time. He got it, and Michigan State playing good football. Kiel, again, has Hunter on the, and here's the flag. I'm not going to try to figure out what the problem is, but time and time again, Hunter winds up on the side of the field where he is not supposed to be.
I think that's the best way to put it.
There's another 5, so now they're back to the 37. And it's all right when you're leading 31-0, but you get situations like this in a tight ball game, and it can just take you right out of the ball game. Kiel throws. Hunter has the ball knocked free. Fine play that time at the 30-yard line by Russ Smith. Warner Robins, Georgia. He's playing for Brian Cianelli, the Rover back. And Hunter coming to the sidelines.
Kiel now unofficially 13 out of 23. Still a very fine day for Blair.
Oh, yes, excellent. There's Mr. Kiel. Columbus, Indiana boy. Sophomore year. I think he's got it nailed down now. The quarterback slot, boy, they came after him that time.
This ball ought to be down.
Somebody ought to be in front of it now. Comes back upfield. And Olsen, I thought for a moment Olsen just might reach out and try to take it. He had a lot of green grass in front of him. 20-yard punt because she did come upfield. First and 10 to go midshipman. And believe it or not, they're right around the 19 or 20-yard line, where they've been all day long, practically. Pagnanelli. Naylor in at one of the linebacking spots. Belden in at a defensive end spot. Papajohn in motion. Pagnanelli in trouble. They just never kept Tony Belden off the quarterback that time. Belden fought through the block. Jeff told you earlier he's got great upper body strength. Watch him come through the blocker here.
This is a roll to the left, and Tony just destroys the blocker, makes a play, and right there to help him out, the freshman, Mike Gann.
Andy Skane, Freehold, New Jersey, fullback, 6'3", 225, and Belden handled him pretty well. 2nd and 15 at the 14. Whoops! My gracious. That was Klaus.
Another freshman, Mike Kiernan.
Back to the 11-yard line. Pagnanelli going to get a new quarterback.
Anytime you see an official escort a player off, he could either be cut or possibly dazed. The referee sent him over, and he's the one behind the offense, so he would see if the quarterback was either dazed or cut, something of this nature. 12-14 left in the game. Notre Dame on top, 31-7.
Navy had 37 yards on the ground, 18 negative yards, or 17 negative yards. They got a net yardage rushing of 18 yards. Pequinio. Andy Skane, and he's out to the 16-yard line, and the midshipman will have to kick the ball again. Dorison upfield in your screen at the 48-yard line. Fair, wobbly kick. Takes a Notre Dame bounce and is downed at the 40-yard line. Elliot Riggins downing the ball.
New people going to be coming in for Notre Dame now. Tim Koegel, the quarterback. Running backs will be Larry Moriarty and Chris Smith.
Chris Smith, 6'2", 220, freshman, Cincinnati, Ohio. Not from Moeller High School, has carried the ball 32 times for 114 yards, has a touchdown this year. He is a ton. Koegel at quarterback. To the 35-yard line. Smith the tailback. There he is. You just can't believe the upper body on this boy. Arms and shoulders and chest. Ara Parsegian was out here one day on a controlled scrimmage just before the season opened up and just was flabbergasted the way this kid can run with a football for his size.
Blitz.
And fighting his way to the 30-yard line, Mark Brooks, the freshman fullback out of Moeller High School.
Larry Williams, freshman guard, is in there, along with Marty Roddy.
3rd down and a yard. Joe Howard bringing the play in. Roddy is from Harleysville, Pennsylvania, 6'6", 260. You're going to hear a lot from him before it's all over. Koegel. Smith just knocks 2 or 3 people over and stays on his feet behind Roddy to the 25-yard line. I don't mean to just beat a dead horse to death, but this kid is really very, very difficult to get off his feet. Watch this.
Straight through the middle. Keeps those shoulders forward and the legs pounding.
I mean, he took Carl Wagner, a 213 linebacker, and just almost put him on his bonnet. Koegel wants to throw. Does so. Downfield for Favorite and incomplete. Mike Favorite, the intended receiver, whether he ran the wrong route or not, I don't know, but the ball was behind him.
That was an automatic play. Anytime there is blitz shown and the wide receiver can get one-on-one, they have a preset call. Koegel went to it, possibly the wrong pattern run, but not for sure.
I think last week this ball game was just about over, wasn't it? The Southern
Pretty
Cal
close,
game around
yeah.
4 o'clock.
Pretty close.
We got 9:53 remaining. Notre Dame 31, Navy nothing. Koegel with a 2nd and 10 at the 26. Long count. There's Smith. Got tripped up in his own backfield. 91, Hamp Oberly from Annandale, Virginia. 6'2", 214, left defensive end, Letterman. Trip out, Favorite in. 3rd and 9. There's Buchanan, 95. That's the ball they play with. Kiel, 13 for 23, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. Koegel throwing, man open. Buchanan at the 20-yard line. Pete Buchanan, Plymouth High School All-State football player as a linebacker and fullback, tore up an ankle here in his freshman year.
There you see the crossing pattern of the tight end, Pete. Good head knock. Let's check out some scores. 23-3, Michigan State over Indiana.
Is that a final?
Late in the 4th quarter.
Late in the 4th.
Illinois and Iowa 17-7 Illini at halftime. Mike White's got him going. Pittsburgh has now moved in front of Boston College 20-10 in the 3rd. 38-33. Or let's update that. 45-33. Ohio State over Purdue. Houston has moved out in front of TCU 20-10 in the 4th quarter. Wisconsin over Northwestern 38-zip 3rd period. And 4th and 4, the Irish going for it.
Michigan 17, Minnesota 7 in the 3rd quarter. Koegel throwing. Larry Moriarty, touchdown. 20-yard pass on 4th and 4. And Moriarty, who has very soft hands and who can really accelerate, gets the touchdown. That's the way the season opened. Kiel throwing to Moriarty against LSU. Here it is again.
Good isolation here because Moriarty, in addition to running the safe route to get the first down, gets behind the linebacker and takes it right on in as he strips the secondary.
You know, I think he's an excellent pro prospect, Moriarty. He's big and strong, and he can run for a big man. Well, it's up to 37-0. Oliver makes it 38, and timeout on the field to score. Notre Dame 38, Navy nothing. Notre Dame Stadium, 8:45 remaining. Notre Dame in their best offensive show of the season by far, 38-0 over Navy. And the midshipmen got to be leg weary on defense. They've been out there a long, long while. I would imagine that Sleester and Scotty Campbell are really putting on a show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
45, 30-some, is it?
45-33. You know, Tom, with all the upsets and near upsets and surprises in the Big Ten, it looks like it's going to come down to the last weekend in Ann Arbor.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit. Although the rest of the conference is really starting to come on and obviously can take anybody on a given day. But the Wisconsins, and it looks like Iowa today, just might run out of gas after great performances. 38-33, is that a final, Bill? No, 38-33 now, Ohio State over Purdue. So Jim Young and his Boilers are within 5 points of the Buckeyes down in Columbus before 80-some thousand. That's got to be an exciting football game. McCallum and Jackson downfield. Johnston hits another one a ton. You better stay there. McCallum does. First and 10 to go at the 20-yard line, Navy.
Tom, you may have mentioned that the Ohio State-Purdue game is at West Lafayette.
Oh, yes, yes, that's correct. It's IU who's on the road today up at East
Michigan
Lansing.
State, right. Well, some of the new people in there. Manziel Carter in the defensive end. Mike Golick, Mike Gann, Stitchy in, Chris Brown, Joe Johnson, Massini. New quarterback.
Turquinio, wow. Tom Turquinio trying to get the ball upfield to Troy Mitchell, and Chris Brown just flattened him at the 23-yard line. So another Navy player injured. First time since '77, 3 touchdown passes in one ball game for Notre Dame. There's Brown, number 9. Here's the play again.
What's his hit? Right there. Ball was passed.
You know, 3 or 4 years ago, some adverse publicity following the game came out of a Navy-Notre Dame game. There was some talk attributed to George Welsh, I don't know whether it's true or not, that he felt Notre Dame was landing on his club a little too much and that they didn't play the cleanest of football games. They're going to get Mitchell down the sidelines and probably walk him. They just might take him in now with 8:41 remaining, or see the Navy trainer from across the way helping him through the end zone. And
boy, Brown just doubled him on that hit right in the midsection.
Jeff Lucan in the ball game now. Mike Gann comes out. Jerry Faust finally able to smile on a Saturday afternoon.
He smiled a little bit last week.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Well, there goes the cheerleader. The young lady will be passed. Up the student section. Look out, quarterback, and he's going to go down at the 6-yard line. Manziel Carter. I'll tell you who is very high on Mr. Carter. That's Bill Myers. This kid's only played 2.5 years of football. And he is a great big kid. Those big arms just reached out and got quarterback Turquinio that time. Coming straight ahead out over the 15-yard line to the 18-yard line. Not getting enough for the first down for the midshipman is Nat McCallum. And Fair will have to punt again. Carter, 6'8", 235, has played very well in the JV games this year. Fair, spiraling kick. And that time, upfield for the Irish. Almost standing under it was Joe Johnson. 31-yard kick. Notre Dame will have the ball at the 49-yard line. Navy turn.
Tonight, Nash at 7, followed by Sha-Na-Na. And at 8 is Barbara Mandrell. The Nashville Palace follows at 9. Fitz and Bones, Smother Brothers, new series at 10. And New Center 16 at 11 p.m.
Ken Karcher is in a quarterback for Notre Dame. Kenny Karcher, freshman out of Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. It's quarterback country. Pitch to Chris Smith. Smith to the outside. Smith turning it downfield, running over people to the 39-yard line. I'll tell you, if you're 180 or 85 pounds and you're a defensive back, You're going to take some licks from that kid. 41, John Foley that time brought him down, but he knows that he met him. There's Smith.
You know, he looks like a big Vegas Ferguson.
Yes, he does.
Same number, runs the same way, but he's built better than Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is what, about 210,
212, somewhere around there.
This kid's already 220. First down.
You know you're big when your thigh pads move around to the side of your legs because there's so much surface area there.
Yeah. Well, Karcher getting a shot here. The freshman, who also did very well in the JV games. A lot of time, too. 7:05. Fake pitch. Look, big hole. Look at Brooks. Mark Brooks running over and through people to the 17-yard line. And again, a defensive back, Ray Daly, 19, made the stop. Quick open here, big hole. Here it is again. Watch Brooks accelerate.
Fullback trap, and you're going to see this play a lot over the next 4 years because Mark Brooks is so quick off the ball. Boy, look at him tuck that away. Good play by Buchanan not to risk the clip anytime you're that far downfield.
22-yard run by Brooks. Trip way across the way. First and 10 to go at the 17. Karcher, whoop. Not everybody got gone at the same time that time.
Most embarrassing play for a center when everybody moves and you are still holding the ball.
Yeah.
Larry Kistner.
We talked to Larry here immediately following the Florida State game. Larry was an all-state lineman, preceded by brother Mike, who was also an all-America lineman from
Florida State, I believe.
West Palm, who went to Florida State. Well, Karcher has a first and 15. He's going to throw the ball. Smith back to around the 18, 19-yard line. Here comes Adele in, number 11. Brooks, number 735. 75, Larry Williams for the Irish. Williams, another freshman, Santa Ana, California. Faust getting a look at a lot of people today with 5:55 remaining in a 38-0 ball game. Second down and 10. Karcher wants timeout. Tom Lichtenberg again on the sidelines today wearing the headsets. Jerry Faust has used 2 or 3 people down there, including himself this season. Does not like to wear them. Jeff and I talked to him on one of our pregame shows here, just the last one we did that preceded this ball game, and he would prefer not to wear them. Some coaches, Bud Grant, for instance,
always, but
lives with
you
them.
very seldom will you see a head coach with the full headset. It's usually either like Vince Dooley at Georgia, just wears an earpiece in the ear to hear what his coordinators are talking about.
There's Scott Grooms standing right alongside of Faust. Number 15. Scotty still with a clipboard. Bernie Adele, who played very well here earlier in the season when the tailbacks were all banged up. Greg Williamson is in the ball game. He wears number 7. Karcher with a second and 10 at the 18. There's that quick opener to Brooks. An excellent play that time by Herlong, Falls Church, Virginia middle guard. George Herlong, a sophomore. Trip out, Favorite in. Favorite is a sophomore from Park Forest South, Illinois. 3rd and 9 at the 17-yard line. Well, as big and as strong as you are, you can still get the deck dealt to you, can't you? Smith
Sure.
that time just went nowhere, ran right into Hastings, 57.
Fans wanted to pass there, but that would be rubbing it in. 38 zip with 4:47 left. Probably still see him run the ball here.
4th and 8. Bernie Adele. Oh, if he could have kept his feet that time, he might have had the first down. They're going to mark the ball around the 11-yard line. Adele short of the first down. The middies will take over, and another midshipman shaken up. That's Travis Wallington, the defensive end. Jeff Lucan, 88. Mike Kiernan, 89. We're in your screen just a moment ago.
Tomorrow, the Browns and the Bills at Rich Stadium. Should be a good one. Pretty good.
That ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Sipe threw for what, 400 yards plus last week? Ferguson, one of my favorites.
Yeah, he can zip it.
He's a guy that does not get the attention from the media that I think he should. 1st and 10 at the 12. Midshipman ball, 4:27. Big hole. Here comes McCallum out to the 15, 16-yard line. Sitting right on top of him, Jack Shields, another young man highly thought of by George Kelly, one of the linebackers. McCallum lost his jersey. He's going to leave.
Pick up some of the other people now in that Notre Dame defensive core. Mike Larkin is in there. Larkin's going to be a tremendous player. Joe Johnson, Massini,
Steve Sitchy in.
Brown.
2nd and 7 at the 15. Deep handoff. Klaus out to about the 20-yard line.
.329 left and counting. Notre Dame safely in front, 38 zip.
Out of the 22 men on the depth chart offensively, 14 of them are underclassmen on this Navy team. And there's the quarterback, Marquinio, coming back upfield. Fine run out to the 25, 26-yard line. First down, midshipman. On their defensive unit, looking ahead for the years to come for George Welsh.
6 yards and first down.
15 men on the defensive unit out of 22. Ohio State 45, Purdue 33, final score. So the Buckeyes, as Jeff just told you a moment ago, edging closer to that traditional meeting with Michigan. That falls on the same day that Notre Dame plays Penn State, I believe.
So, yes.
Jeff Korn in at quarterback for the midshipmen. Michigan State 26, Indiana 3. So the Spartans have really turned things around. And it's all started right here. 1st and 10. McCallum.
Golick.
Mike Golick all over him. 55. Put that number down in the book.
His brother had it down for a few years.
Who wore that number before him? I bet you he walked in here and said, listen, I want to go to school here. If I get number 55, I'll play. 220, and it'll be all over. Korn throwing upfield, overthrows his man. Trying to get Mark Fitzgerald.
3rd and 10 on the 25 now. Also in for Notre Dame, Jack Shields, as Tom mentioned, Naylor, Larkin, backup linebackers, Lucan.
Weiler to this side. Papa John away. Korn hands off. Good hole. McCallum running away from people, and McCallum fights his way out to the 33, 34-yard line. Ran right on by Sitchy that time. Joe Johnson made the stop. along the Navy sideline. There's McCallum, number 30.
There was a good hit inside. McCallum jumped to the outside, and that's where Sitchy got caught because he was pursuing the ball.
Final score, Michigan State 26, Indiana 3.
4th and 3. Fair wearing out his leg. How many times did he kick today? About 9 or 10 times, Bill? High spiraling kick, and Fair catching at the 40-yard line. That's the 12th punt by Fair. 1:59 remaining. Notre Dame's 38, the Navy nothing. So the Irish will go to 3 and 4, and the midshipmen will go to 5 and 3. Notre Dame plays Georgia Tech here next week, and the Middies play Syracuse at home.
Scott Grooms coming in at quarterback. Mike Richardson in there. Rodney Morris. Mark Bavaro.
Scotty Grooms. Greenfield, Ohio sophomore, 6'2", 200-pounder. Lost the ball. Inauspicious start for the young man, but that can happen. New quarterback, new center. That's what you have to face when you come on stage cold like that late in the game. I mean, we got all kinds of numbers on that field now. Number 30's playing offense. That's Torrin. It's not Torrin. 2nd and 10 at the 40. Pitch.
Rod Morris.
Rodney Morris out to the 42-yard line. Around the football for the midshipmen, John Foley. Gain of 2, 3rd and 8 at the 42. Clock running. We're down to 1 minute remaining. Grooms at quarterback. Again, Morris, good hole, and he's out over midfield to the 49-yard line. Morris, the junior from Anniston, Alabama. 5'10", 210. First down, Notre Dame. Irish have a peck of them here today. 19 first downs for Notre Dame. Last play of the ball game, down to 20 seconds. Midshipmen have 4 first downs. Grooms pitch. Morris, blocker. Morris still on his feet. Morris to the 37, 38-yard line. He's going to show him what he can do. It's all over. No, not quite.
Well, this
got to move
yeah.
the chains. Well, once they stop it, it'll run out. There it goes. 6 seconds. 5. Final score here at Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish 38, the midshipmen nothing. Notre Dame now 3 and 4. The Middies 5 and 3. Jerry Faust heading across the way to see George Welsh. And we do have to get out of here very quickly. 3rd shutout in a row against the Navy for the Irish. So a quick goodbye. This is Tom Denon on behalf of Jeff Jeffers, Bill Stark, our statistician, Steve Horvath, our producer, Gene Sekreski and Mel Dezilak, our engineers, our entire crew back at the station.